Hello and welcome to another edition of Pulp Picks. My name is Patrick.
I'm Fritz.
And we're here to give you this week's reading recommendations on a foggy morning. Yeah, spring is here to visit for a little while before it goes away and comes back. But we've got some great books to read while that's all happening, so we don't really care what's going on outside. We're inside reading. So you've got a number one with a familiar character.
Yeah, I've got Star Wars Shadows of Maul, number one. And as you can see here, it's kind of tiny, and they've got the new show coming out for him, Shadow Lord, which I'm super excited about. Sam Witwer as Darth Maul has been one of those unexpected highlights of Star Wars for, oh God, it's been like 15 years now.
Wow.
Oh, I feel so old. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're someone who like hasn't kept up with like a lot of the cartoons or just didn't watch all of Solo or anything like that. So Maul's been back for a while.
Yep.
Turns out getting cut in half is more of just kind of like hitting pause in the Star Wars universe. People are pretty good about surviving lethal injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, he's been back for a while, and the kind of whole interesting thing that they've been doing with him is he's been basically kind of like a background crime lord kind of guy.
Right.
And this is setting up for, like I said, this new show where that's going to be kind of the forefront is how he establishes his whole group, Crimson Dawn, how he deals with the rise of the Empire, and just being like, oh, so this is what this was all building to? I hate it. Yeah. But despite the title here, we actually spend most of this issue with a couple new characters that are going to be in the show, Captain Lawson and his droid partner, Two Boots. And I don't know, they've got like a fun little dynamic. It's written by Benjamin Percy, so he's very good at writing these kind of like more amoral agents of justice that are maybe going to do some questionable things to bring some justice.
If we get the chance to talk to him again, we'll have to ask, like, what was it like getting the inside scoop on an upcoming Star Wars show so that you could write the comic for it?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Yeah, because it's like our first introduction to these characters, our first introduction to the world of Janix. That's going to be kind of the main setting for most of the show. And it's super cool just kind of get this. It's kind of similar to back in the 70s when you had the Star Wars movie comic come out before the actual movie, just getting this like glimpse into this world that you don't fully understand yet.
Right. Interesting. So do we know who's going to voice Two Boots?
We definitely do. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see who's going to voice the droids.
Yeah, but no, and then let me double check the artist on here. Madabek Musabekov.
Yeah.
He was doing art on the most recent Jedi Knight series that Star Wars is doing.
Sure.
Yep. And he is such a good fit for Star Wars. He is able to capture the feel, because like that's the thing I feel like sometimes artists really kind of struggle with a lot of Star Wars stuff is it never quite really feels like Star Wars. No problem for this guy.
Sure.
He nails it. There's a reason they brought him over from that book when it had to do this one.
Very cool.
But yeah, no, I really like Lawson and Two Boots. I'm excited. Like, we only get like a little tease of Maul at the end, really, but what we get of him is very Maul. like you can like hear his voice, and yeah, I'm excited. Super excited for the show. Pretty much, Maul coming back has been one of those unexpected highlights, like I said before, and they continue to prove that it was the right decision to do here.
Yeah.
But no, super happy with this book. Excited for more of it and the show. Weird transition, but well, this is something that's starting. You've got something that's ending.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the space segue.
No, I'm sorry.
Just twist that dagger while it's in there. So I went with Nova Centurion number 5. So this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Issue 6, it appears, is going to be the finale of this. Although don't necessarily give up on Jed McKay and his sway within Marvel and ability to be able to, do multiple number ones for the same character. How many Moon Knight number ones has he had?
Yeah,
5?
He's done a lot, like Moon Knight, Black Cat. I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting. Like the man's done it a bunch, so there's no reason to think that there won't be more Nova from him or more Nova in general. But unfortunately, this specific run is coming.
Yeah, the whole Imperial concept didn't take off the way that Marvel wanted it to. Maybe it's because they gave up on it before it had a chance to. Very Firefly-esque, this cancellation, I feel like. We're just particularly with this book, which I've also picked Planet She-Hulk a few times, but particularly with this book because it feels like it's really got some momentum, and this story is just starting to take off in kind of the concept of Richard Rider is the last Nova. He, in an effort to try to save the universe, took upon the what's the best way to say this? He made a deal with Star-Lord, and now he's got all of the knowledge of Xandar stored in him, right? And the world mind is that computer, the personality for that computer that does all of that, and he's housing that. And Peter told him, hey, I'll take care of you, man. Like, don't worry about it. You save the universe, I'll take care of you. And then he didn't. So now Nova's on the run, basically trying to keep the world mind alive, because if he doesn't, all of Xandar's knowledge and their everything that they ever knew and learned and did goes away. And because they're extinct now. They've been wiped out like 5 times.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This issue we get to see Richard and Peter confront each other about it. So it was really it's and the idea of him just kind of being a cop out in space. He's always tried to do the right thing. So when he's now he's really put in a position of having to pick the lesser of two evils over and over and over again. I just feel like that was a great concept that they, this kind of last samurai out there trying to do the right thing, but having to live in the gray areas of the universe. So yeah. But anyway, this has been a really good series. And even if it's coming to an end, think of it like a mini series that's totally worth picking up, because I think we've still got copies of every issue.
We've definitely got copies of some of them for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's going to be a trade coming out, so definitely recommend, if you can't grab singles, grab the trade when it happens. It's been a really fun ride.
Yeah, maybe if we buy enough of it, they'll put Jed McKay back on a new #1 for it, and they can kind of continue the concept.
I mean, they gotta have something else for him. His Avengers run is ending today too.
Yeah, for sure. So who knows? I mean, McKay's one of the big named writers at Marvel right now. He's been doing a lot of their, I don't know. Yeah, their top tier kind of stuff with Moon Knight and Avengers and X-Men and So anyway, but I've just really enjoyed this creative team on here. I thought that the concept was really good, and I'm really disappointed because I waited so long.
He blames all of you for not buying more copies.
What were you thinking? All right, well, now on to a book that never has any problems selling copies. It's probably the best-selling superhero comic book title of all time. In fact, it is. There's no doubt about it.
Demonstrably so. Yep. We've got Batman issue 7.
Hey, what happens when you pickle a Joker? It sounds like there's a joke there, but there's really not. It's just a really creepy comic book is what happens.
Yeah, no. So if you can't tell from the cover here, so Joker is currently basically just in a medical jar being held by... I think technically Wayne Enterprises, because she works
they're
for...
They're funding the project.
Yeah, so basically there's been this kind of like running through line in the series so far of an attempt using this device called the Crown of Thorns to help basically all the crazy supervillains in Gotham get rehabilitated, kind of like become normal people. We've seen how it's affected people like Killer Croc or the Riddler. And here we find out they've had Joker basically just think like from Empire with Luke in the tube.
Right.
Like in the tube of Bacta.
Very similar to that.
Yeah.
He's got a little mask on and he's just kind of floating in there, getting all pruny.
Yeah. And so Batman comes to visit him because somehow Joker was able to get a message out despite again him being in the tube. And they have this kind of whole conversation. Joker, like, ostensibly, the Crown seems to be working and helping. But
it's Joker. Do we know that?
Well, that's the thing. Like, well, because he readily admits, like, oh no, I'm not saying like I didn't like do or like I remember everything, and I also like don't know that I can trust myself to not be like that again. And
which also might be part of his plan.
No, that's like the whole issue. You and Batman are just like, okay, like I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Which, to be fair, being Batman is probably actually pretty far.
Yeah,
but like. You have to then also spend the whole time figuring like, what is he like?
There's an angle. There has to be, right?
Even if he isn't like necessarily trying to play you the way you think he's trying to play you, he's trying to like, he's maneuvering you somehow. That like, even if it's not as malevolent as you might expect, he's never not trying to like move a piece on the chessboard.
Yes, and you're not even sure if he knows that he's doing it, or if that he wants to do it, or it's just so compulsory that he can't help himself but doing it, even when he doesn't want to. So let's take a step back from the book itself for a minute and just talk about how this book really encapsulates what DC is doing right now. So first of all, they put in this awesome high-quality centerfold that had to raise the cost of this book considerably, and they didn't really need to do it, but it's super cool.
Oh, it's so cool when you get there.
And I feel like both, their willingness to put really good creative teams on books together, which of course, I mean, you think that's so obvious, but sometimes it just doesn't seem to happen, or they just don't click right or whatever. This creative team is great. The quality of the actual physical book itself in DC's entire line has improved so much over the last handful of years. You can tell that they're really caring right now. And they're also taking some big swings, because this has been, while kind of a return to Batman's roots, kind of late 70s to the, mid 80s kind of Batman kind of vibe. They're still telling some really interesting stories and introducing new characters. It's just been, the DC line is just, we get so many people coming in saying like, I'm reading so much DC right now. I've never read so much DC. And they're just doing such a great job with all their books. And Batman being the flagship just really shows that. Although you could make the argument that right now it's absolute Batman. But I mean, really it's Batman.
I mean, we've talked about this both on here and before. It's people tend to talk about like, oh, there's always so much Batman stuff coming out, which is true.
Yeah.
The problem becomes when a lot of it is actually really good. So like, well, you can't blame them then, can you?
Well, and right. Yeah. So first of all, again, our purchasing decisions really push these up. If we don't buy a book, bad things happen to a book. If you do buy a book, even if it's not very good, which I'm not saying that here, but there are certainly books out there that have great sales numbers and they're just fine. I'm not going to name any names right now, but they're definitely out there. And you're just, promoting them doing more of that in that instance. But I think DC really kind of, 6-7 years ago, you probably would have said, yeah, DC's probably third in the volume of quality that's coming out right now. Marvel was definitely the fan favorite as far as the number of titles and the stuff that was doing exceptionally well for sales at the time. With the exception, of course, of Batman. Batman's always number one. But then you had Image that was just knocking stuff out and doing all kinds of creative stuff and pushing the boundaries of comic books. And really, I don't even consider them an independent anymore. I would say there's the top three and then the indies, So, but it's really interesting to see, how they've really just kind of turned everything around and leaned back into the graphic novels, which was an early success for DC. And now we sell probably one DC compact for every other graphic novel that we sell any of. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, it's just been fun. And this book in particular was really good. The whole, Starling and Lecter kind of moment where they're, they just have the glass separating them and whatever. And, who's playing who and then you add into it, the Joker's basically just he's floating in a jar and all puffy and gross looking, and his mask had this weird kind of smile effect to it that was really subtle but well done, and it's a lot of fun.
There's also just one line in here in particular from Batman that I really enjoy, where Joker's talking about how lonely he really is at his core, and how Batman's kind of like the only one that's been there and kind of understands him, and Batman's just like, I like to be alone. I'm not lonely. There's a difference. And he just, the entire time, you can tell he's so exasperated by this whole thing. It's just like, why? I don't, because but that is kind of part of their whole relationship. They are very intertwined, but also one of them is way more into it than the other one is.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep. One is the loneliest number. Mm-hmm. Two can be as bad as one.
Yeah.
All right, well, what was close to making it up here?
Let's see. We talked a bit before the video about final issue Beneath the Trees.
So twisted.
So good. Without getting too into it, there might be a third one coming now, and I am so happy if there will be.
Yeah, if there was definitely a banjo scene at the end of it.
Yeah, they're like, if this is the end, great ending. If there's more, I'm there for it.
Man, the whole Busy Town thing really just, again, messed with me because the fire trucks.
Yeah.
Because fire trucks were such a prominent thing in Busy Town, so I was just like, no, this is so horrible and great at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, that was good. I enjoyed the end of DCKO came out this week. Yep. Some interesting stuff there.
More twists and turns and shenanigans and a couple big reveals at the end. So
what about you?
Yeah, liked all of that. Absolute Superman was good again. We get... It was a really interesting, there again, we had some kind of twists at the end and we find out more behind some of these characters that Superman's been interacting with. But we also get kind of one of those Sentinel of Liberty kind of, well, no, that's not him, that's Captain America. But, the beacon of hope, that's what I was going for, the beacon of hope kind of moments. It was really good. It was a fun week. I'm just... Like I said, I'm super excited about a lot of the stuff that's coming out right now. Disappointed here, but I'm so excited for the direction, particularly like Batman's going and all the Absolute books.
I mean, they've got so much coming up. They've started showing some teasers for some of the stuff in the books. Like a lot of the DC stuff this week, you'll see teasers for the new Batwoman comic, so we get that coming up. Lobo, Firestorm, Satana, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
We know later on this year we're getting Demon, Deadman, Legion, Jonah Hex, Doom Patrol. Like, they're like, hey, is there like a character or team that you like at DC? Well, they're probably going to get a book coming up.
I'm really excited because Jamal Campbell's doing Zatanna again.
Yep, writing and drawing.
I'm really excited for that because I enjoyed the miniseries.
I'd argue he's easily one of the best artists they've got at the company right now. Yeah. And the fact that they're willing to be like, hey, you want to write and draw a Zatanna book? Go right ahead.
Right,
they're clearly letting people do books that they really want to do.
For sure. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, stop into your local comic shop and pick up some books. And if it's here, we'd love to chat with you about what you're enjoying reading and watching and whatever else. There's a whole world out there of interesting entertainment stuff, and we kind of like to dip our toe into all of it, so it's fun to chat with everyone. We'll be back next week with more Pulp Picks because every Wednesday is new comic book day, so we do our homework so that we can be here with videos for you. Until then, enjoy the reading. Hey!
Well, it's fun because he literally only shows up for like a page at the end. It's more about setting up this cop dude.
So it's like Phantom Menace. We get all the previews feature Darth Maul, and then he's got like 5 minutes of screen time.
I mean, presumably he'll be more prevalent in the future issues, but